What's up, guys? It's Ayir, Asante. Welcome back to the channel.
Touchdown, Wyoming. Ayir, Asante.
Ayir, Asante gallops in. Holy cross win.
Today, we just want to talk a little bit about college recruitment and, that process, kind of what goes on and, just things to look for. College recruitment is one of them things where, everyone's super excited and, you finally get an opportunity to get an offer or, it's like a dream come true. But it's one of them things that a lot of people don't talk about just because, it's you don't really know what's going to happen. It comes out of nowhere, there's no specific rhyme or reason a lot of times. Some people get offers. We had, I went to St. Peter's Prep. We were kind of like a football factory. Sam went there too. And you have some kids that come in with offers, come in straight out of 8th grade. And then you have some kids that don't get any offers till senior year, and then, they might end up with 40 offers. There's a whole bunch of things that go into it. I'll speak a little bit about my experience. I played freshman football. Came up a little bit on the varsity at the end of the season for playoffs. And then sophomore year, I worked my way up in the summer, grinding, going against scouts, stuff like that. Well, I was one scout going against the ones, making plays and stuff. So I was able to, get my name out there. And then junior year, I was able to pop out on the scene, finally start, make a bunch of plays. And after my junior year, that offseason, that's when I got my first couple offers. The way that we were set up at Peters, you kind of wanted to be committed going into your senior year so you could just focus on trying to win a state championship. So I committed to Lehigh, right? I only had about 4 offers. I think it was Navy, Hampton, Howard, Lehigh, Colgate. I think I had Charlotte. But you just look at each school. What do they like me? Like, what do they like about me? What do I like about them? Is it a good school or not? Whatever. We didn't have NIL or anything like back then, so it was just best school, best opportunity. And then Lehigh had a Georgia Puerto Real. Another St. Peter's Prep GOAT. 2 years older than me, kind of did the same thing I did, but they wanted me to do the same thing as him, so went committed, went through my whole season, and then right before signing day, the head coach resigned for health reasons, so ended up decommitting, opened up my recruitment, and then got a bunch of offers and stuff like that, but Coach Chesney from Holy Cross and Coach Viganic, who was the then linebacker coach, now he's the D coordinator, came down and, just begged me to come up and, not begged me, but they convinced me to come up and go visit Holy Cross. They knew that once I went and visited, I'd see what it's all about and fall in love with it, and that's what happened. So that was kind of my process, and Sam, you can speak on your process. I know it's a little bit different.
Yeah, for sure. My process is a little bit different. I too played freshman football. I wasn't really recruited out of middle school like some kids were. Like a lot of kids in my class, like he said, they came up, had offers going into high school, and they played varsity. My sophomore year, again, we had a bunch of running backs, so we had like a packed room. We also had a really good coach, so he was like high demand. He wanted a lot of things that I wasn't necessarily mature enough to understand yet. So my sophomore year, I ended up playing JV, and just like a little bit Scott, like he said, like coming up on varsity, helping them out. They actually won a state championship that year, so I was like all happy. And then I made it my goal, like junior year, senior year, I was gonna play, I was gonna be a difference maker, I was gonna get offers and all that. And then COVID ended up hitting, so everything was a lot like really uncertain. I didn't really know what was gonna happen. A lot of states were shutting down their football seasons, didn't really know if we were gonna have one. But luckily, like God willing, Jersey said we were gonna have half a season. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do a lot in this half season, and I'm gonna get my name out there. And I ended up ultimately doing that. We won a couple games. I think we had 6 games, maybe something like that. I really think we went like 4-2. It was a little bit of a mediocre season, but obviously we're just happy to play, with COVID and all the uncertainty. I actually didn't commit my junior year going into senior year because, like I said, COVID was just, you didn't really know what was going on. Nobody had seen that before. And then my senior year, I actually ended up wanting to take visits for track because I didn't know what I wanted to do in college. So I did a little bit of that. And then my senior year, I was like, all right, I'm going to focus on football. I feel like this is really like my love. Like this is what I want to do. And like he said, like Coach Viganic, Coach Chesney, they convinced me to come down. We actually had a at-home visit, and they met my family. I met them. I got to see what their coaching staff was really about, and just fell in love with the staff, just fell in love with the program, and ultimately committed there, just following like the footsteps of like Ayir, Byron, Shipman, another St. Peter's prep to Holy Cross person. So I'm just glad I made that choice and continuing to see where it takes me.
So during the recruitment process, they'll reach out to you. A lot of my recruitment, I think it still goes on. It goes through Twitter, because your number, you're not gonna just give your number out, put it on social media, stuff like that. Not a lot of coaches. I mean, some coaches do stuff on Instagram, but 90% of my recruitment was on Twitter. You post your highlights, whatever, you post your stats, and then they'll reach out to you. They might offer you, or they might want you to come visit the school. A lot of that stuff is, at the end of the day, they want to see you in real life, right? Your tape can be manipulated a little bit, or you can say you're 6 foot, but you're really 5'10" or 5'9", whatever. So a lot of that is just what they call the eye test. For me personally, because I had offers, any school that wanted to do the eye test, I kind of just already didn't really like them too much, just because I had schools that were ready to take me no matter what, right? They liked me as a baller. They knew I could compete and do whatever I had to do. So all that eye test stuff I kind of didn't like, even though I would still pass it. But it was just an added layer where it's like you already are kind of going against me. But going on a visit is awesome. I mean, I think coming out of high school, would you get 3 official visits?
I think it was 5. They changed the rule. Like, you get to go unlimited.
Yeah. Oh, well, anyone out there that's, getting recruited and schools are offering to give you an official visit, please take it, because depending on the school and I think the level, they might make it fly you out, you and your family, give you a hotel, they give you all the snacks you want, edits, all that crap, whatever you like, they have. And then, they give you a tour of the school, you get to see what it's really about, be there, see the stadium, see the facilities, that's a good thing. And then you get to see the resources, right? Like, man, when I went and I was in the portal for this one, but when I went and visited Wyoming, I'm like, all right, Wyoming, this is in the middle of nowhere, bro. I go out there, they have the 2nd largest weight room in the country. You know what I mean? Stadium's crazy, everything just looks crazy. It's like, all right, they actually got something out here, you know what I mean? And then I even learned, playing in the Mountain West. I'm from New Jersey, so I never been to Boise, Idaho, right? I never been to Allegiant Stadium. I never been to Nevada. I never been to, all these different places. We play at Air Force, all this stuff. And, there's a bunch of stuff out there, and there's no way that you're seeing all of it. So I'd say, take those opportunities, go out there, and, what they do nowadays, put the full fit on, put your visor on, arm sleeves, and, take the pictures, post them on the gram. But, yeah, the official visits, it's a great opportunity. Also, for you to have fun and enjoy your process, but for you to get to meet the coach. You're the guy who's going to be coaching you. You get to be there. Sometimes they take you out bowling or doing some type of things where you get to meet them as a person. Sometimes they'll bring their family, and you get to see how much they really like you. Like you can see if especially if there's other people on the visit, you can see if you're an afterthought or if they actually want you, right? Did you go on any visits, or COVID was?
Yeah, so I went on a majority of the teams that offered me. I went on visits, but again, like we said, COVID hit, so a lot of them were on Zoom, and it basically just be the coaches walking around. They'd be at different parts of the campus, showing us. For example, they would send a list of players from my high school at St. Peter's, and they would tell our coach, all right, we want these specific guys on this. And we would get in the Zoom, we would see the weight room, the cafeteria, the field, the stadium, stuff like that. But my senior year, I actually ended up taking an official visit to Holy Cross. This was my host. And I just fell in love with it. Like we said, facilities, they played a big part, but just a big part of it for me was just seeing how much the guys interacted with each other. You can tell it's really a team, it's really a family over there. Everybody loved each other. Everybody there was so much chemistry. He said we went bowling, and it felt like I had been on the team for 3 years already. So once I felt that, I feel like that's the biggest part of your visit. You get to see what the other guys, they get to interact with you, and you see if you really love what's going on there. So I feel like that's a really big part of it. So
I mean, we had to talk about it, and that was one thing I talked about with Coach Bull at Wyoming. Me being an African American, going out, I'm going in the middle of Wyoming, right? And that's a predominantly white state. And I just had to make sure I was comfortable. Not everyone, is comfortable in different aspects. And you got to think about it. If you're going to be spending 3, 4, 5, 6 years, in this spot, you want to be comfortable. You don't want to. And I was largely comfortable in Wyoming, largely comfortable at Holy Cross and stuff like that. But don't be afraid to ask those real questions, right? Like, Coach, am I going to be comfortable here? What's the opportunity like for someone that looks like me, or all those difficult type of questions that you feel like. You might not know. At the end of the day, that's what it's there for. You got to ask those questions. No question's a bad question. But I mean, honestly, bro, recruitment. Besides the fun part, besides the visits and stuff like that and the pictures, bro, it sucks because imagine it's like you're getting flirted with, by like
Not taking on a date.
yeah, not taking on a date. Never like it. Like man, I was talking to UNC. I came down to a camp. They gave me a full visit. Wide receiver coach is talking about getting an offer me, Coach Brewer, and he leaves. So then it's like, all right. I call him. I'm like, yo, so what does this mean for my recruitment? He's like, you got to get recruited by the next guy. Next year, I go down, meet the next coach, and he's like, hey man, I'm not taking no receiver under 6'1". I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, so what was the point of that? And with me, like, the whole thing is, if it starts off shady, don't go with it, bro. Like, if they offer you and they talking about, yeah, but you can't post this or that type of stuff, it's like, so what do you really, I mean, they trying to just stash you off to the side and all that stuff, man. Like, don't play those games, man. Go. My dad told me when I was getting recruited, he told me, you got to go where they want you, not where you want to go. Because, keep it a bean, man, I grew up watching LaMichael James and D'Anthony Thomas and all that. I'm like, bro, I'm going to Oregon. You know what I mean? But,
Mariota.
bro, by freshman year, you don't got them offers, you're like, oh, I'm not going to be a 5-star. Like, all right, let me just, and again, you could do your best, especially, like, I say go to a high school that, got that publicity. If you're in New Jersey, go to the Big North. You know what I mean? You're going to get that, if you're like that, you're going to get that publicity. Them coaches are on them sidelines, they're going to see you. And, you're going to get your opportunity at the end of the day. You won't go where they want you.
This is a big thing, especially nowadays. Just don't let, I think the saying is comparison's the thief of joy.
Yeah.
Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Everybody else's recruiting is different. His recruiting is different from mine. Mine is different from the next person. Like a lot of people, especially in North Jersey, which is sad, but like a lot of people, you compare yourself and they're like, oh, like, why did he get this? Why did he get that? Why didn't I get that? Don't play into those games. Just worry about you getting better at football, getting better in the grades, take care of your family. Like, do all the right things to worry about you. Don't worry about why he got that, why you don't have that. Like, it's gonna come. Whatever God or whatever you believe in, it's gonna happen. Just keep working by it. Don't point fingers. Don't complain. Just worry about you. You'll be fine.
Yo, Salute. You got anything to say about your high school recruitment?
Mine was a little different because I played 2 sports, so I was definitely being heavily recruited for lacrosse. So it took me a little bit longer, to narrow out which decision I want to play football or lacrosse. For me, it wasn't necessarily what school; it was more what sport first. And after that, I did a PG year down here in Jersey. Met a ton of guys, great football players. And then Coach Chesney reached out to me. Went up there. I loved the school. Loved what they had to offer. I thought it was a great place. We had a great opportunity to win. So to me, it just made sense at the moment. It just kind of all the stars aligned up right there. With just having a good school, exactly what Ayir was talking about, having a good school. Good football, good coaches that respected you and liked you and wanted you to develop. And then really from there, we kind of just had great success, and I had an extra year because COVID. I entered the portal again and went through the recruitment again. And it's definitely different, coming out of the portal, coming out of high school recruiting. You want to find a place, especially in high school, that's going to develop you and going to care for you. A lot of these, big-time schools, you're just a number on the roster, and, they don't really want to see you. Like, they know you're going to transfer. They know you're going to either not play. Like, it's just more of a safety net for them to have guys that they could put out there if they needed to, God forbid. Just make sure you see the value in the relationship with the coaches and just, your time like that. But that's why I liked Holy Cross and, why I felt like we had, a good time up there.
No one, except for Jeremiah Smith. Right? I mean, he's crazy. No one's coming out of high school and is like ready for the NFL right then, right? Like, bro, you're gonna be getting to college at 17, and like, bro, I was with the Giants, right? And we were rookies, and the youngest rookie we had was 20. That was Malik Neighbors. Like, think about it. You need 3. Like, the player you are coming out of high school is not gonna be the player that you're trying to get drafted, right? Like, you have so much to learn. Whether that's building your body. We had Coach Growski, bro, taught me so much about lifting and taking care of my body and load management, all that type of stuff. Right, treatment, bro. We had Alicia, we had Dolo, right? They did a great job, especially Alicia. Obviously she doesn't get enough thanks, but like taking care of your body, right? Doing prehab, right? They said the best ability is availability. Like, bro, taking care of all that stuff. Being a pro at the end of the day, bro, you don't do that when you get to the NFL or whatever league you're trying to get to. Like, you do that before. You build those habits in college, and that's the stuff that you want to see in a program. Like, at Holy Cross, we had an NFL program, right? That's why we produce NFL players, right? You want to go somewhere where you're going to be developed. I mean, that's kind of really all I got for today's video. I mean, hopefully you took something away from that. As always, like, comment, subscribe. You know, follow me on Instagram, Ayir Asante, Twitter, Ayir Asante, Snapchat, Ayir Official. You know, again, we appreciate y'all support, the likes and comments and everything. You know, hopefully we'll drop their Instagrams. You know, this Sam, what's your Instagram, be, bro?
TFK.Slade.
We got Matt Sluka, his Instagram.
_.
You know, give them a follow, check them out. Of course, you know, me being from Jersey, Sam being from Jersey, Sluka being from LBI. Is it LBI? LI, my fault. Wrong island.
LBI, down the shore.
LBI, yeah, my fault. LI. Damn. I'm gonna call it Long Island. I don't feel right calling it LI, but what's the name? You know, this who I grind with. Same dudes I was, you know, playing with in college and everything like that. You know, I'm a free agent. You know, Sluka's in the portal. He's still in college. You know, these are again, you know, you're training with your friends. You keep it within the family and everything like that. But you know, until next time, you know, appreciate y'all, and you know, we'll catch y'all next time.